Hi, I'm Cynthia Schiller. Please like and subscribe. We're going to talk about the silent treatment. Why does a narcissist use it? It's one of the most hurtful, harmful things that you can do to somebody. There was an orphanage where they had like a ton of babies, and there was an observer who came in and was just kind of astounded. Why are these babies so quiet? Like, you have so many babies and none of them are crying out. And the orderly or the nurse had stated that they're quiet because we don't cuddle them. If they cry, we let them just cry. And over time, the baby realizes nobody's coming. Nobody's going to come if I cry. So as a baby, that's the only way that they can communicate. So they're trying to get somebody's attention. They're trying to reach out to somebody. They have a need. And over time, they just give up. They're like, it's hopeless. Like, nobody's coming. Nobody has come. So our narcissist is depending on, what their previous situation was, they were probably neglected emotionally to where they were trying to communicate their feelings and they were just ignored. And so if you're in a relationship or were in a relationship with somebody who was neglected emotionally, they're like, what's the point? Like, what's the point? So we're trying to say, no, we're coming to you. We care about you. We're trying to make this better. You don't have to fear being not heard, but they're just like in that state where it's like, I'm just sick of trying it. I'm sick of trying it. Like, my whole childhood, nobody came to me. Nobody was there for me. Maybe they tried, sorry, a few times as an adult, and they're like, that didn't work. I tried explaining my feelings, like, screw this. So that's what they do to us. That's their coping mechanism, because they can't put two and two together, that we're a whole different thing. And we are trying to, not really be a savior, but, in that orphanage, they didn't get that reinforcement that they needed, that everything would be okay. So they already gave up, and there's like a lack of faith. It changed sizes of their brain development. It rewired their brain. And so the narcissist grew up with this. And that's why they often will go into silent treatment. They're like, either screw it, it's probably not going to work. Screw it, it's a waste of time. Or, maybe they have some trust issues where it's like, yeah, right, you're really going to be there for me. Even if we've always been there for them, they have this inner unsettledness to where they're just like, I'm not trying it again. It's just not going to work. It's not worth the effort. Every now and then they might snap out of it and love bomb us, because they're like, I need something, because they are so empty. So whether it's sex or, it's like, I'm sick of cooking my own dinner, so I might as well be nice, I guess. So they'll use it as a punishment because, it's like a lack of trust, or not feeling that they're worthy of what we're giving them. Because just like the kids in the orphanage, that those babies, it's kind of like a subconscious where they don't feel worth it. Like, I'm trying to communicate, nobody's coming, I'm just lost in this world. And that's where the narcissist is. They're lost in this world, grasping at straws, punishing love, because they're mad that they didn't get the love or interaction or certain needs that they had. And just like us moving forward, I see a lot of the comments from you guys. It's like, either I'm done with love, or I'm better off single. Screw that. I'm not going to trust anybody again. We get in a defensive mode. And sometimes, hopefully you guys give love another chance. There are good people out there. We have to remember how we handle things, that there are different things that we could have done to have maybe made the relationship longer, but it's still an unhealthy relationship. But if we were in a healthy relationship, hopefully we've learned from this, to not give reactive abuse, because everybody's going to have a bad day, whether you're healthy or mentally ill. We all have stressors in life. We all have baggage from the past. Nobody has had a perfect relationship, or I mean, upbringing. A lot of us had, great upbringings. Some of us were resilient. Some of us might not have gotten what we needed from our parents, but we had an older sibling that helped ease that gap where they took care of us. We had somebody to latch onto, whether it was a grandma or aunt or uncle. So we had some safety in our life. So that kind of helps balance things. And depending on, they say like the divorce rate, depends on if your parents got divorced, or different things like that. The things that we see of, they also said too, that if like your parents got divorced and got remarried, that can lead to a higher divorce rate for yourself, because it's almost like, screw it, we're getting divorced, I'm done with you. Oh, it's going to work out later. Like, it'll be okay. There's always a chance. So it's easier to discard when you think something's going to be replenished. So it's fascinating, sad, but fascinating on all the intricacies of everybody meshing the experiences and how it affects relationships, how it affects mental health, how it affects brain development. That's the crazy part, how it affects brain development. And when we're dealing with these narcissists, remember that their brain is has several areas that are smaller. It didn't develop correctly. So we're expecting them to act like adults. The areas that weren't as damaged, where, they can still learn. Sometimes a lot of them are brilliant, but some of them aren't as brilliant because they were so caught up in their emotions that maybe they didn't pay attention at school. It was just too overwhelming at that time to focus. Because I think you guys have struggled with focus at times, because your mind's going back to the abuse, and not making excuses for the narcissist, but their abuse has affected them. Their development has changed. There's that failure to thrive. We need love. It's a basic need. And the narcissist, since it was like we got filled up with some love, whether it was, like I said, extended family member or a sibling or our parents, we got filled up. Whether we're half full, 3/4 full, 99% full. But the narcissist is like that baby at the orphanage. It's dried up. There's 10% filled. They're so empty that it's a starvation mode, and they're grasping. They're like, I just got to fill this up. I got to be at least half full to feel balanced. And that's why they take so much, and they'll just drain you dry. But I just wanted to share that. I thought it was kind of interesting how the silent treatment, how they'll use that against us because they feel it like communicating sucks. Why bother communicating? And they also don't have that connection. And that's that lack of empathy. And it's, there's that saying, talking to a brick wall. I feel like I'm talking to a brick wall because that phrase is because there's no connection. I am just the word vomit, just words coming out, no connection. And the narcissist doesn't connect. They don't connect because you need an emotion tied to the memory. And when they lack that connection, there's no connection. So it's impossible to communicate with them effectively. And that's their defense mechanism. It's either to shut down and screw everything. When I'm ready, I'll come talk to you. It's all about them. It's not about making it better because of lack of trust or just fed up with it. So it is the worst one of. Physical can be bad too. but it is something that often we go through. And just know it's not because you're a bad person. It's just because the narcissist doesn't know how to handle situations. And it is abusive. And it does affect you. So just take care of yourself. Evaluate what you're doing. You know, is it worth staying? Some of us are really brokenhearted. We want the person back. It's kind of like that Stockholm syndrome, where you want to be with your abuser, but look at the good versus the bad and let that be your deciding factor. Don't make excuses for it. I have a best friend who's doing that. You know, I'll talk about my ex and she'll talk about her current. And it's like, you're in denial. You know, sometimes when we love people, we like to see the good in them, but we got to really see what it's doing to us, the damage that it's doing. So big hugs to you, and I will see you in the next video. One-on-ones are available. Please comment below and have a great day.